As more and more people enter the RV arena, I often get asked by newcomers and motorhomers about the advice I have. Advice to make the most out of your motorhome experience. For you, I'm going to answer the top 5 questions you need to know about motorhomes. The question gets asked, how do I know what sort of motorhome is right for me? That's a very good question, and the best way to find that out, particularly if you've never used a motorhome before, is to go and hire one. Rental motorhome companies have all kinds of models and you can choose what you want. Hiring a motorhome will tell you 2 different things. One is whether you actually like the motorhome lifestyle, and that's a very good question to ask. The second is it'll tell you a lot about a motorhome and its layout. When your time comes to buy a motorhome, you'll know what sort of questions to ask, and more importantly, you'll understand the replies. What type of campervan or motorhome should I buy? The answer to this is partly answered by trying before you buy, but for most people it's dictated by budget and needs. Broadly speaking, there are 4 types. First is campervans, like those based on a VW Transporter or a Toyota Hiace, which are very easy to drive and very compact inside. Probably the downside, apart from the compactness, is that the bed has to be made up every night. The next category is large van conversions, which are based on the likes of Fiat Ducato or Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans. Many people like these because they are easy to handle when driving, but have a decent living space inside. They can come with either a fixed or a fold-down beds. The third category is B and C class motorhomes. Based on a truck cab chassis, there are any number of layouts and lengths in this category, including some with space-saving drop-down beds. The fourth category is A-class motorhomes. These are somewhat rare in Australia, but are fully coach-built on just a truck chassis and look more like a bus or coach in shape. Not far away in New Zealand, there are any number of these very nice A-class motorhomes, but sadly they're not available here in Australia. The question gets asked, how difficult is it to drive a motorhome? The short answer is not really. Most motorhomes in Australia are based on European trucks, Mercedes-Benz, Fiat Ducato, Iveco Daily, Ford Transit and VW Crafter. All are more car-like than truck-like. Certainly motorhomes are wider than a car, and it's the length and height that people have to keep in mind, not so much when driving, except for overtaking, but more so when manoeuvring around and reversing. Any motorhome with a GVM under 4.5 tonne only requires a car licence to drive. The question often comes up, is front wheel drive or rear wheel drive better for a motorhome? This question often pops up because Fiat Ducato, which has the lion's share of the European motorhome market, is front wheel drive, as are other makes like the Renault Master. For the most part, I have to say I don't think it matters, as long as you're careful in certain driving conditions and pay attention to tyre pressures. With heavier motorhomes, there are advantages in having rear-wheel drive, but in certain road conditions where things are slippery, there are often advantages in having traction and steering on the one set of wheels. A time-honoured question for many approaching the motorhome world is, what if I run out of milk? That question is often posed by those leaning towards buying a caravan. It's more like a statement that says a caravan is better. To that I say, not everyone travels in the same way, particularly if you don't like towing. There are some travellers who move constantly rather than being in the same place all the time, so a motorhome suits. As to what if I do forget the milk, well, a bit of pre-planning helps. Some people travel with a couple of fold-up bikes, and there are many places in Australia where the nearest shop is either down the road or 100 kilometres away. I hope my advice to you has been beneficial in buying a motorhome and taking that first big trip. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below and also leave a like. We're a new channel and it helps us a lot. Thank you.